Hi everybody, it's Charlie and Teresa, Garden for Two, and it's February 16th, a Thursday, and some of our trees showed up today. Surprise, we didn't know it. So we're out here before the rain getting ready to plant. So Teresa's going to do some work over here and kind of show you how we're prepping our holes, and we are not 100% experts in this. But anyhow, we kind of dig what is like a bowl, the ground sloping down towards the middle. We're not going real deep. We got a lot of clay in here, so we're going to kind of mound the trees up a little bit. So I'm going to let Teresa get to work here, and she's going to tell you what she's going to do. Hey Teresa.
Hello. Surprise fruit trees.
Surprise fruit trees, she said.
I figured out a plan to pour perlite in the center of this bowl-shaped hole. They always tell you to make a bowl and make it 3 times the size of the root ball, but I did it a whole lot bigger because I want more nourishment in the soil around the tree. I'm going to pour perlite in the center and work it in, but you should really have a firm base for your root ball. So after I work it in, I'm going to stomp it back down.
Okay.
I'm also going to be putting gypsum, which is calcium sulfate. It's called a soil conditioner because it helps spread the molecules, from what I understand, of clay. It helps to keep it separated. So I'm adding some of that as well.
Okay. And while we're doing all this, the trees are soaking for 6 hours, minimum 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
We're not doing it yet.
I didn't do it yet.
We didn't do it yet. They just came in they came in the mail in the box, and the box on the bottom got wet or damaged, and the trees are falling out the bottom. So we're all in a panic out here trying to rescue the trees. Okay, here we go. So she's going to dump in some perlite. She's ready. I'm holding her up.
Perlite is very light.
Yeah, perlite is very light. Looks like snow. We didn't get any snow this year.
And I am going to put some of it around the sides, but most of it is going into the center.
And the perlite's mostly because we have all the clay, right?
Yes.
So it helps with the water.
To improve the drainage by leaving little spaces for the water to get past the clay.
Okay.
Theoretically.
So we're not planting trees today. We're doing the prep work. And tomorrow, if it's showery or whatever, rain, because it's pretty overcast right now and the rain's coming in, we may be planting trees in the rain tomorrow. So you may not see the trees getting planted, actually.
Okay. Before I stomp it down, I'm going to put some gypsum in as well.
So here comes the gypsum. Yeah,
Gypsum.
organic
This
gypsum.
is-
That's heavy, she says. Just have a coffee can. What's gypsum doing? Adding minerals for the trees?
It does add calcium, but the mixture is calcium sulfate. So like I said, it helps keep the clay from globbing up.
Okay.
Basically.
So it adds minerals and helps keep the clay from globbing up.
Yes.
That's a technical gardening term you just learned, globbing up.
The soil test said that my soil needs calcium, and in a few areas it's going to need extra phosphorus.
Okay.
But it's about medium fertility because clay is supposed to be a very nutrient-dense soil.
All right.
So
Awesome. So now you're just doing a little quick mix.
then I'm going to stump the middle. Now that's a firm bed for the root ball.
That's what I call a light stomping. Now, if I jumped on it, that would be a heavy stomping.
Well, it's a woman stomping.
Woman stomping.
I'm just sprinkling a few wood chips around before I put in the really good soil. Really shouldn't put too many.
So I took the clay out of the hole, and we're not putting the clay back in there. The clay is too difficult.
Now,
So
it needs more organic matter added because the tree's roots are mostly going to be within the first 1.5 or 2 feet. And since we're going to mound it up, I think we're going to make up the difference, and it'll be a nice area for it to grow, but the really deep roots will have to just take their chances if they want to go down into that hard clay. So over here.
So we already started the next one here. We're opening them up.
Here.
So she's going to the dirt. She's got dirt in the wheelbarrow.
Okay. This is the soil some of the soil that was dug out of the hole. And to this, I'm going to add whatever organic matter, you have manure or a lot of compost, or I just happen to have a bale of, it's not peat moss, it's called Pro Mix.
That's the Pro Mix stuff.
It's a little bit pricey, but I had it to start my blueberry bushes, but I'm going to use it for this because I need it. It's like peat moss, and it is hydrophobic, so it really, before you put the trees in, you need to really make sure the soil is moist.
Well, it's going to rain, so
Yeah, I hope.
we're racing against the rain right now.
So I'm gonna
So a
mix
couple
it up.
couple shovels. We're going to mix it up.
Then I'm gonna break up the clods of clay. Hey. This is where you could use an auger or something like that, a small one, to mix it up with a drill. But I don't have them yet.
Just get your hands in the dirt. It's good for you.
Yes. My husband knows me well. I like to play in the dirt. And then after I mix this up, it's going to put over there. It's going to look like that.
So this was the first one we did. So that one's ready for the rain to hit it.
Yes. It'll need more dirt.
Yeah. It's going to sink in.
Yes. So this is going to take me a while.
That changes the color. It's nice. So this is what it looks like as we're breaking it up. And of course we're looking for any crabgrass or whatever at the same time. Get in there. And what we do with the clay dirt, we left the raised beds here. We didn't fill them all. So what we do is we mix a little bit of clay. This is the clay from the hole. And I just spread it out over here, and then we'll mix some more soil and more compost in with it. So here's one where it's already done, just the dirt part, and then here's one we've already done the composting part too. So anyhow, we've got 6 or 7 trees to plant, and we'll come back to that in a second. Since you were here last time, in the last video, we did some other projects. You know, Teresa and I do all the work ourselves. We don't have like a crew behind the scenes doing this for us. But the weather's been nice, so we took down the big pear tree and we're cutting it up. Of course, we only can do a little bit each day, so this is huge. And that's all this tree grew. So we feel bad for the tree and the birds, but it was in the wrong place, and it doesn't produce any fruit for us. It's just ornamental. So here we go. We took some of the branches, whichever straight ones, and this is where the potato bed's going to go. And of course the deer are going to come in here and eat it all. So I'm going to use this tree as posts for the potato bed. And I also may put in, and Teresa doesn't know this, grapevine trellis. I'm going to see if we find a spot. And then for the birds, we're building the brush kind of a fence. I forget what they call that now, the dead branch tree. So Teresa's been getting all this, pulling it over, and kind of taking all the sticks and just weaving it through. And it's going all the way down there. It will connect at one point, and we've been digging and prepping the ground here for all wildflowers. So the birds will have some habitat in the fence, and then the wildflowers will draw all the pollinators for us. So we clean up all these branches nicely. So we're doing all that. I wanted to build 2 more beds on the end, but we're not having time to get to that with all these other projects. I don't have any more dirt. That's the end of my dirt, and I'm going to use most of that for the trees if I need it. I have to put the gate up here. I got the hardware now. I've got to get over to Lowe's and get 2 bags of concrete mix. And then this side, since I don't have the other 2 beds over there, I really got to put this up higher on the priority list, because she's going to want to plant all this. So let's see how she's doing. How you making out?
Make sure I got to the bottom.
Well, you really mix it, don't you? You need a cement mixer. Why don't you tell me to mix it? I get the cement hoe and mix it.
Oh yeah. Contractor husband.
Yeah, I'll mix that for you in no time at all. All right, so all she's going to do now is add that to the top, and this hole will be prepped. And then we're going to go do the same thing on. We need 6 holes ready because we have 6 trees. Look at her; she's going to try and move that by herself. It's not heavy, she says. It's my 68-year-old wife. It's not heavy. Back up, back up, back up. She almost lost it. It's not heavy. Hey, look at this. Hey, she got it. Oh my gosh, the whole thing went in there. There we go. Looking good. I think a tree will like that stuff. And I kind of like to mix stuff deeper on trees, but that's not what we're being taught right now, but we'll see how they come out. You want to add anything else? I'm going to say goodbye.
Nope. That's it. On to the next one.
On to the next one. It never ends. But look, the trees. How much were the trees?
About $360. That was 9 trees.
$360 for 9 trees. Okay. So $40 a tree. And we're going to get pears, apples, for 10 years off those trees. Cherries. And Teresa and I love peaches. And we eat 2 peaches a day each, at least, in the summer. And at the price of peaches, you're paying more than $1 a peach now. So it's $4 a day all summer long for us, just for peaches. So the apples are like, what, $1.49 a pound now? So $2.99 a pound. So hey, for the trees, if we can keep them growing here, now we're going to have to work them. They're going to need a lot of attention because in Delaware there's a lot of pests that can mess with your trees. But we'll go over that in another time. But anyhow, it's well worthwhile investment for us, even though we've got to wait a couple years to get fruit. But we'll do our best. This is full sun here. We're going to do some things to protect the trees so they don't get sunburned, and we're going to close up the opening from the deer so that the deer don't come in and have a feast on them. All right, so we'll keep going. She wants me to do the next hole, I could tell. So I'll see you next time. Maybe if it's good enough weather tomorrow, we'll show you planting one. All right, thanks.